Yo, what's good people? Welcome back again to another podcast presentation of Yosef's Two Cents. Tonight, I want to share with you from a very important subject. That is why people can't be taken seriously. With all of the insanity that continues to ensue, not only in this country, but abroad. It is a wonder. It is a miracle that people are still being taken seriously. But with the turn of recent events, the growing hypersensitivity towards man for man increases. I'm going to share with you some of the reasons as to why. I'm your man, Yosef X. Welcome again to Yosef's Two Cents. Sit back, enjoy, relax, and we'll be right back in a moment. Sister Giselle, what's going on? Thanks for joining us tonight. Lady Marla, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us as well on the Facebook/Meta side. On the YouTube side, we have with us, regular viewers. Elder and Sister James, good evening to the both of you as well. Thank you for joining us. All right. I want to thank all of you that are coming in. Pastor Levi, thank you, sir, for the reaction. I hope things are going well with you as well. And I want to express my heartfelt thanks to all of you for making Yosef's 2 cents a part of your Wednesday evening routine. I'm not going to be very long tonight. I'm tired, and I certainly don't want to prolong the time and waste any of your time, because your time is as valuable and important as mine is, and vice versa. So I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. Look, with everything that's going on in the world, not just here in the United States, but in the world. But truthfully, in all sincerity, it's really become very difficult for people to be taken very seriously. And the reason why it has become extremely difficult for people to be taken seriously, even more so now, is because in recent turn of events, about 2 weeks ago, if not 2 weeks ago, probably tomorrow, the black manosphere of YouTube lost one of its heavy hitters, Mr. Kevin Samuels. And ever since that man passed away, the appalling and ignominious display of disrespect has been hurled right at Mr. Samuels. And the reason for that is because he said things that not very many people even have the courage of saying. He addressed issues concerning the toxicity of the black woman. And ever since, he was really telling black women how disgusting and how appalling their behavior is and has been. They have acted as though that this man has committed the cardinal sin. And I also recognize the fact that Vivica A. Fox has now become the topic of everybody's jokes, and rightfully so. Last week, I even roasted her in my own way because of the total lack of disrespect that even she herself hurled at Kevin Samuels. People cannot be taken seriously anymore. Why? It's simple. Because anytime that you are going to be disrespectful and you're going to be celebrating a man's death, never mind whether you agree with him or not. As I've said, there were some things that I definitely disagreed with him on. But not one time have you ever, ever heard me make an incendiary statement or remark disrespecting him by celebrating his death. Not one time. And ever since I spoke out against the mere disrespect, it's all about respect. Look, I am not, I wasn't a huge follower of his. At one point, I was a follower of his. But see, here's the thing. I stopped following him because of a certain dialogue that he did with another black man when he asked him about the size of his manhood. I understood what he was trying to do, but to me, he could have asked a different question, and he could have went about it a different way. But for black women to insinuate such disrespect, how is it even possible for you to be taken seriously? I have a problem with that still. Which is also the reason why you have not been hearing from me on this platform, Facebook/Meta. You have not heard from me. Wait just a moment. All right. There we go. That's why I have not been on social media hardly, especially on this platform. Because I'm going to be honest, when the majority of black women decided that they would disrespect this man, just utterly disrespect him, all because he told the truth. And see, the thing is, the majority of black women do not want to be told the truth about their dysfunctional behavior. Because I knew from the very moment, number one, when you rejoiced at his death, I knew without a shadow of a doubt, you would feel the same way about me and about others. As a matter of fact, before Mr. Kevin Samuels passed, You rejoiced at another late YouTuber, Mr. David Carroll. You rejoiced at Kobe Bryant's death. And then you went as far as to disrespect his daughter. So can you really blame me for stepping away for these couple of weeks? Because I'm angry. I'm livid. See, here's the thing. I've been disgusted with the black woman for a long time. Only a certain kind of black woman, just so you all don't get all offended. But at this point, if you get offended, I really don't care. Because the fact is, you hate yourselves. And you hate when people call you out on your nonsense. You enjoy when people lie to you about certain things. And you only use the scriptures of the Bible when it's convenient for you. You expect for a man to marry your dysgenic, toxic behind, right? And yet you aren't even wifey material. You aren't wifey material at all. But yet you still expect for somebody to wife you. You don't know just how angry black men really are. I'll give you a glimpse as to how far black men have gotten angry. Just how angry they are. Just how angry we are. From this point forward, a lot of black men will never hold a black woman in high esteem again. Shoot, I'll go even further. Men in general will never hold a woman in high esteem ever again. Now, let me digress for a moment and say this. Brothers, if you have a good wife, if you have a woman in your life that loves and respects you, keep her. Because you have more ratchet concubines than you do housewives. I see you, J. Cole. Thanks for joining us. And black men are not only angry, but they're fed up with your bull. They're tired of you. Black men will never look at the black woman in the same way again. And in general, a man will never look at any woman in high esteem again. And see, when people talk about a man becoming red-pilled, it's not necessarily because of content creators, whether they're known or in obscurity. You know who's making more and more men quote unquote, red-pilled? It's you, the toxic women yourselves. The birth rate in the world, especially here in the United States, it has reached its all-time low. Nobody's getting married. Nobody's getting pregnant. More and more men are walking away from you. And it's baffling to know that a lot of you still don't know why. It's baffling to me that a lot of you still don't get it. Let me get to your observations. On the YouTube side, Sister James says, distance yourself for a bit. You'll realize a lot. That's what I've had to do, Sister James. I just had to get away for a couple of weeks. I had to. I had to get away for a little while. And for the foreseeable future, let me digress when I say this. For the foreseeable future, I'm going to only be on social media twice a week. That's every Wednesday and every Saturday. After that, I will not be on. And even then, I'm not going to be posting up that much because the majority of you don't give a you know what in the first place. I got to watch my language because young people, I believe, are listening tonight. I invited our young people to listen because they need to learn life's lessons. And this is a very harsh life lesson to be learned. And see, women are smart enough to understand the situation that a black man has. The reality of the matter is they're smart enough to not give a you know what and to use their understanding of what a melanated man is going through to go against him, because at large, the melanated woman has become the new white supremacist. Sister Earlene, what's going on? Thanks for joining us tonight. Let me get to your observations on the Facebook side. Marla says, objectivity speaking, civilization is ridiculous. It's not even ridiculous. It has reached the point of no return. It is absolutely amoral. People lack morals. They lack principles. They lack scruples. They lack emotional intelligence. They lack maturity. And mind you, because iniquity shall abound, the love of man shall wax cold. Giselle says that's why many households are in an uproar, because the head of the house is disobedient. She continues, black women use more energy on being hateful instead of housework or learning to love themselves. Let me tell you something. Shout out to Angry Man, who's part of the black manosphere. Shout out to you, Angry Man. He used a great analogy before we went on the air. You know what he said? Let me ask you all a question. Before I get into what he said, let me acknowledge more of your observations. J. Cole says black women keep saying we should be passing on generational wealth onto the kids like other races do. Well, part of that is the other races of men have their women fully cooperating with them. Exactly. He continues. If there's one thing I've learned the past few weeks as black men, we are on our own. We don't give a you know what about each other. We speak ill of each other, even in death, and celebrate when a black man fails. Sad. And those are reasons why I've had to distance myself from social media. I had to distance myself because a lot of you bozos were on my status, arguing, going back and forth, calling each other all kinds of insulting and degrading and incendiary names. I didn't put the statuses so we could be at odds with each other. I put the statuses up there so that once again, maybe, just maybe, somebody will come to their senses and realize the error of their ways. But no, because as usual, you had people that had to act, or rather they had to become overgrown little girls and overgrown little boys. So I had to distance myself. I had to. See, that's why I'm glad I toned down my language. Miss Bianca, good evening to you as well. Thank you for joining us. Lady Marla says, an experience that changed my life is full of learning, and it is mostly due to our daily life experiences. Again, that's one of the reasons why I myself had to get away from social media. I had to get away from social media. And ever since I got away, I'm a better man for it. I feel better. I am more content. I am more content. I am more at ease. I am. I am more content. I am more at ease. I feel better. Now, let me get to this analogy that Angry Man presented on his platform. Before I get into it, let me ask you this. Have you all heard of the Western called Tombstone? It's a movie. It's a Western movie about Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday. It's actually based on a true story called Tombstone with Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Sam Elliott, Bill Paxton, Jason Priestley, Billy Zane. It was an all-star studded movie. It was well thought out. There was a scene where the question was raised. Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp were having a conversation. And Wyatt Earp, played by Kurt Russell, asked Doc Holliday's character, Val Kilmer, or Val Kilmer's character, Doc Holliday. He asked him, what makes a man like Johnny Ringo do and say the things that he does? Brother James, good evening to you, sir. Thanks for joining us tonight. You saw that movie? Okay, then you already know where I'm going with this. All right. What makes a man do the things? What makes a man like Johnny Ringo do the things that he does? That's what Wyatt Earp asked Doc Holliday. Doc Holliday said, a man like Ringo has a black hole in the middle of him. And he cannot steal enough and he cannot kill enough to ever fill that hole. And then he told his friend, Doc Holliday told his friend Wyatt Earp, he wants revenge. And Wyatt Earp asked him, for what? What does he want revenge for? Doc Holliday replied, for being born. See, a lot of you black women, you want revenge for being born because you hate yourselves and you want everybody around you miserable right along with you. That was a great analogy by the Angry Man. And you simps also, that's pandering for these toxic women. You hate your life. See, a lot of you want revenge too. You want revenge for being born yourself. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You want revenge for being born yourself. No matter what you do, no matter how much dysfunction you engage and you indulge in. That's why you all are addicted to drama. You're addicted to chaos. You're addicted to hell itself. Okay, on the pardon me, on the YouTube side, Elder James said yes, he watched the movie. Okay, then Elder James also knows what I'm talking about. A lot of you toxic women, you want revenge for being born. You hate your life. No matter what you do, no matter how many jobs you have, no matter how many children you have, no matter how many men you sleep with, no matter what you do, it's never good enough. There's a black hole in the middle of you, and you want vengeance for being born yourself. You want revenge for being born. Let me get to Miss Bianca's observation. She says, everyone will undergo a life-altering experience at some point. It may only change a small aspect of everyday life, or it may change everything. Unfortunately, that metamorphosis for many has been for the worse, my dear. And unfortunately, if you think things are bad now, they're about to get a whole lot worse. James says they are stiff-necked people. That's why they are the way they are. It's both spiritual and scientific, Brother James. Ancient Israel was absolutely defiant towards the Most High. I'll say it one more time, because the fact is, we are not supposed to have other people governing over us. We are supposed to be a sovereign people. We are supposed to be a sovereign people. Excuse me a moment. And because we are supposed to be a sovereign people, right? The Most High said, I'll be your king. I'll be the only one that governs you. I want you to be a sovereign people. But them hard-headed, stiff-necked, hot-lipped, cold-hearted Negroes, you know what they said. We want us a king. We want us a king. And ever since then, ancient Israel has been on a seesaw. They've had a seesaw relationship. And this generation of Israelites, of Hebrew Israelites, they're just as bad as the Negroes of old. Robert, what's going on, bruh? Thanks for joining us tonight. Simps hate their lives too. Yes, they do. Simps hate their lives also. That's the reason why a lot of people are the way they are. Brother Jay, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. If you don't believe me, Brother James just gave referenced scriptures. Deuteronomy chapter 28, all 68 verses of it. Isaiah chapter 65 and chapter 66. The book of Joel, chapter 3. Black women and simps hate they were born. Think about it. I will reiterate and see the reason why people cannot take other people seriously is because of delusion. I want y'all to peep this. I got this information from Lady Marla. Let me look this up right quick. Let me look this up. Because there's supposed to be something that's going on sometime within the next couple of months, maybe around July or something, right? And the nerve and the audacity of these toxic dames, right? I'm looking for it. These black women are having a supposed convention. Right? They're having a supposed convention. I'm looking for it right now. When she shot me this text message about these women supposedly having a convention, I almost threw my phone through the wall. Let me make sure I got this right. Let me see. A black women's movement of sorts. Black women's movement in July. Oh yeah, okay, all right. This is what she saw. I couldn't find it on my phone, so I had to Google it right quick. She shot me a screenshot of an announcement that says defend black women for July 29th through July 31st. Defend black women. A defend black women march. Why the hell should you be defended? The only kind of black woman that should be defended is the very same ones that's actually and following the scriptures. Those are the ones that should be defended and protected. All the rest of you that refuse to be obedient to the Most High and you still want to be on your dumb ish, you should be canceled. And the black women of old, our ancestors, are you kidding me? They are rolling in their graves right now. They are. They're rolling in their graves right now. You feel me? Yo, let me get a drink of water, man. July 31st, they're talking about defend black women march. I'm not going for what? Are you kidding me? I'm going to say it again. The only black women that deserves to be defended are those that are actually obeying the scriptures of the Bible, and if you're a Muslim, the Quran. The only kind of women that should be defended are those that are wifey material, not concubines that enjoys seeing the death and celebrating the death of other black men. Man, miss me with that. Are you kidding me? But you see, I'll be honest with you. The reason why that all this nonsense continues to go on and continues to ensue, the men before us didn't put their foot down, and they didn't shut down this feminist nonsense before it got worse. Brother Paxton, Brother Eric, Sister Angel, good evening to all of you. Thanks for joining us tonight. We got a nice little crowd here tonight on the Facebook/Meta side. Like the video, share the video, tag your family and tag your friends. And please, man, please, sir, donate to the cause. My Cash App ID is $Hidden1Truth. That's $Hidden1Truth. And I also am in the process of getting a Zelles account. I'm getting a Zelles account as well. So if you have been enjoying my content, please, man, please, sir, donate, 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 donate. I'm serious. Let me go back to the observations here. J. Cole, he says, they went for twerking and tap dancing for Joe Biden to crying about student loans. Once again, this proves my point as to why people, really people in general, but in particularly, we as melanated folk can't be taken seriously because of stuff like this. Where's the lie that he's telling? No lies are told. Brother Robert, good to see you again, big homie. Thank you for joining us again. Brother James says simps are also stiff-necked. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Indeed. Yes, 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 they are. Yes, indeed, they are. Brother Robert says simp, beta males are a huge problem. They're weaponized against men. Those are males that's weaponized against men. You feel me? J. Cole says the word of the Most High that came to Joel, the son of Pethuel. Hear this, ye old men, and give ear, all ye inhabitants of the land. Had this been in your days, or in the days of your fathers? Tell ye your children of it, and let your children tell their children, and their children another generation. You're right. We just have generations of stiff-necked people. Brother James says, by the way, I've gotten shaming tactics, but they only reinforce my stance on things. That's because my eyes are wide open. You ain't the only one, bro. You're not the only one. And Brother Eric, you spot on, more like simp for black man. I ain't, listen. As long as you all have known me, as long as I have been podcasting, not one doggone time have you all ever heard me simp for any woman. Even before Lady Marla came on the scene, y'all never heard me simp for no damn woman. Pardon my French. Pardon my French. I apologize. Y'all have not ever heard me simp not one doggone time for no woman. There's a reason why I gave myself the nickname the Outlaw. Because of situations like this. And see, the battle lines continues to be drawn. The battle lines continues to be drawn. Lady Marla says, because of my upbringing, work, and life experiences, I was directed to my passion and began to act on changing the environment that I come from. This trek has shown me my purpose and why I do belong in this position. I was raised in one of the poorest countries in America. India. In the world, you mean? India, yeah. See, let me pause right there. If more women, if more black women had that mindset that you have, we wouldn't be having the problems that we're having. There would not be this deep divide between man and woman. And even when the older black women are trying to tell the younger women that what they're doing and what they're saying is dead wrong, guess what? Because of them being hard-headed, they refuse to listen. Brother Robert says, we've brought a whole lot of negativity and toxicity amongst ourselves, and yet always still blame everyone else. Listen, let me ask you all a question. Somebody just said they can't hear me. Alexis said that she can't hear me. If more women had Marla's mindset, I guarantee you, the world, I still believe that the world would be weaponized. It just wouldn't be as bad. It wouldn't be nowhere near as bad. It wouldn't. Not at all. It wouldn't be nowhere near as bad. It wouldn't be nowhere near as bad. At all. But see, here's something else. Here's another reason why. Here's another reason why people can't be taken seriously. Look, I'm going to say it again. Once again, my heartfelt condolences goes out to the family and the friends of Mr. Kevin Samuels. I know that his death is shocking. I know you are lamenting his death. I know you're hurting. This was totally out of nowhere. This was a complete shock. So my condolences goes out to the family and friends of Mr. Samuels. Now listen, let me throw this out here too. For those of you that admire Mr. Kevin Samuels, I can understand that you admired him. But you all have gotten so ridiculous. You all have gotten so ridiculous. You fools are still acting like this man is the Most High? Are you kidding me? This dude was not the Most High, man. This hero worship has got to stop, man. If you respect Mr. Samuels, if you love him, that's one thing. Cool. I don't object to the respect that you want to show. I don't object to the homage that you all want to pay him. That's cool. I respect that. But stop acting like he is the Mashiach or the Messiah. Stop. This hero worship, man, y'all got to stop it. I'm seeing Negroes get whole tattoos. I'm serious. I'm serious. Look, I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm sorry that man is gone. And the whole disrespect of people celebrating his death, they need to have the taste slapped out of their mouth. But stop worshiping the man, bro. Just stop. Hey, Rico, what's going on, bro? Thanks for joining us. Look, if you want to pay homage to Mr. Samuels, by all means, go for it. Pay your respect. Pay homage to him, by all means. Just don't worship the man. You worshiping a man. People are worshiping a man that is just as sinful as we are. Listen, in one of his videos, he said of himself, he said, look, I'm effed up too. I'm jacked up too. I'm messed up too. But because he was open and honest enough with black women about their dysfunction, that's why that man is being disrespected. The hero worship, y'all have got to stop, bruh. Pay him respect by all means, yes. But don't worship the man like he's God Almighty. And the majority of those that's worshiping Mr. Kevin Samuels is black men. Look, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to make it plain. I'm going to make it as plain as I can. All right? Look, I understand that Mr. Samuels was a father figure to a lot of you. I respect that. Okay? I do. I respect that. Because a lot of you brothers did not have your fathers around when you were growing up. I respect that. I get it. I understand. I get it. Believe me, I get it. And you have been in search for answers that you should have gotten when you were growing up, and you should have gotten when, not only when you were growing up, but your father should have been around. I understand that. But you had to learn some things that you should have learned as boys when you got grown. I get it. I understand that. But for you all to be putting whole tattoos on your legs, on your calf muscles of Mr. Samuels, bruh. 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 Come on, man. Bruh, I'm going to say it again. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the man. I know for a fact that his support came from the brothers that were fatherless. And my tone is not condescending, bro, but I'm not going to sit here and let people worship this dude, man. It's not happening. Yo, you know what, bro? You know what, bro? You gone. You gone. Excuse me just a moment. See, this is the kind of BS that I'm talking about. He's gone. It's simple. He's gone. Did you all not just hear me say, it's all right to respect this man? It's all right to pay your respect and your homage, but don't worship this man? And I understand that his support came from brothers that did not have fathers. And see, what we're not going to do, we're not going to go back and forth. I'm not going to go back and forth with any of you, you little soft ass niggas, bruh. I'm not going there. And once again, to the young people that's listening to me, I apologize for my usage of profanity. Elder and Sister James, I apologize. Lady Marla, Eric, all of you, I apologize. But what I'm not going to do is go back and forth when I just explain myself. And what we're not going to do, I'm not going to defend any man for worshiping this dude. I'm not having it. And what he wanted me to do was to defend brothers that worshiped him. See, there's a difference between supporting him and worship. What you niggas are doing, you're worshiping him. You're living your life through Mr. Samuels, bruh. You better learn to find your own key and find your own identity. That brother is long gone. And I will say again, I'm sorry he is gone, because he spoke a lot of truth. He spoke a lot of truth. He spoke a lot of truth. But what we're not going to do, you're not going to get me to sit here and defend the hero worship. I'll pass on that. I'm not worshiping Mr. Samuels. Rest in peace, Mr. Samuels. I'm not going to dare celebrate your death. We're not going there. I'm not going to do that. But I'm not going to worship no man. I'm not going to worship no man, bro. I'm not doing it. I refuse to do it. And another example as to why people can't be taken seriously is because of the brother that I blocked. Me being condescending. How am I being condescending? See, we black folk got a serious issue. We got a serious issue. As Brother Eric just said, we got a serious problem with idolatry. And people are in denial about this whole Kevin Samuels worship. Bruh, come on, man. Come on, man. Young Myron, good evening to you. Happy to have you with us tonight. Miss Bianca, if you're still there, I apologize for getting angry. I apologize to all our young people. I apologize. And then I hadn't seen this dude in I don't know how long, right? Then he wants to jump on my podcast and go back and forth with me. Nah, nigga, you gone. You gone. It's simple. I'm not playing around with none of you clowns. I'm not. Let me read what young Myron says. He says, "Hi, Mr. Joseph. There were times my friends would wait for everyone to leave the store to spend food stamp cards because he was embarrassed about how poor his family was. I told my friend, as long as you have Yeshua, you are the richest point in your life." And see, here's the thing. It's not how you start. It's how you finish. And you told him right, young Myron. You told him right. Some of the greatest people in the world, they were dirt poor growing up, but they grew up to be millionaires several times over. So you told him right. See? And look, Brother Robert, look, bro, I agree with you. I fully defend all truths that Mr. Samuel spoke. I do the same thing. That man spoke a lot of truth. The thing is, the dysfunctional black woman, they couldn't handle the truth about themselves. And they hated when other people, especially other black men, other melanated men, right? Other melanated men, right? They hate it. And the scripture calls people that reject correction, they're known as fools. That's what they're known as, fools. See? And that's good. That's a sign of a good father, Miss Bianca. That's a sign of a good father. You're condescending. You're condescending. How the hell am I condescending? The record is, thou shalt have no other gods before me. See? Anybody that hero worships anybody, they hate their lives. And a part of them wants revenge for being born too. You're condescending. You're condescending. Nigga, I hadn't even seen you in I don't know how long. You gonna jump on my podcast and start arguing with me? Nah, fool, you gone. Out of here. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. Miss me with that. Elder and Sister James on the YouTube side says, we agree with your statement and there's nothing wrong with your tone. God said everything loudly and strong for the people to hear his direction. Yeah, preach, Reverend. I'm going to try to preach Saturday. uh, and that's exactly what it is. They have reprobate minds and is in extreme delusion. See? But I will say again, I'm sorry Mr. Samuels is gone. I wish he was still here getting on the nerves of these days. And see, here's the thing also. Here's something else that people failed to look. In addition to the brothers that didn't have fathers that were supporting the show, guess who was calling his show the most? It was toxic women. It was toxic women that was calling and blowing up his hotline the most. And a lot of them, they called because they just wanted attention. Because in their minds, being cursed out and being insulted by Mr. Samuels is better than no attention at all. Attention is like a drug. It's like crack cocaine. They got to have it. Good or bad attention, they got to have it. Get out of here. Let me get to some more of your observations. Young Myron says, God gets angry with a lot of us because we are disobedient, and many don't like him either. From the mouth of babes. Good evening, Miss Nola. Happy to have you with us. Kevin Samuels was not letting them empower his platform. Kevin Samuels was not a man that was going to allow for anybody to overtalk him. Hey, Trayvon, what's going on, bro? Thanks for joining us. And that's a huge problem. Now, you just heard what this young man said. God gets angry with us because we are disobedient and many don't like him either. From the mouth of babes. If a child that's not even 12 years old yet is saying this stuff, what does that tell you? And people really expect for other people to take them seriously. Come on, man. Come on, man. Seriously? Come on. So between these toxic women celebrating Mr. Kevin Samuels' death, and then they're saying that they want Defend Black Women March, which is laughable. And then you got dudes that don't know the difference between respect and worship. This is the reason why people are not taking other people seriously. And the truth is, all the rest of these other nations have not been taking melanated folks seriously, not one time. And as soon as they find a black man or a black woman or a melanated man or a melanated woman that's not a court jester, that speaks with sense, that speaks with power and authority, oh, he's a threat. Oh, she's a threat. We got to do something. Please. And to make it so bad, like Brother Eric just said, yep, why would they? Yep, why would they? We don't take us seriously. Brother James said, God Almighty said to knock the dust off your feet when someone refused to listen to sound counsel. That's why I blocked old boy. That's why I blocked old dude. I'm not going to sit here and waste your and my and our valuable time arguing with somebody when I made it perfectly clear that I'm not going to disrespect Mr. Samuels, and I have not. He's condescending. Please, man. Please. Please. And it's really gotten to the point where, honestly, I really don't know who's worse. When it comes down to being overly emotional, I don't know who's worse, the dudes or the women. I really don't know. Because both of them are just as bad. I'm going to be on with y'all for another 15, 20 minutes. I ain't going to be on with you no 2 hours tonight. But I want to say this right quick. And before I do, I want to thank all of you. We got a nice crowd tonight. We got a nice crowd tonight. But on the YouTube side, like, share, and subscribe. And on the Facebook side, like the video, share the video, tag your family and your friends. And please, ma'am, please, sir, donate to the cause. Our Cash App ID is $Hidden One Truth. That's $Hidden One Truth. Let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask you all a question. Who do you think is more emotional? My brother Eric says the dudes are, sadly, he says. Who do you think is more emotional? The women or the dudes? That's the question. That's the question to all of the adults. Who do you think is more emotional? The dudes or the women? Or the toxic ones, I should say. Who do you think? It's no right or wrong answer. It's no right or wrong answer. Sister Ebony from England. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for the reaction. Appreciate it. Brother Eric says it's the dudes. What else we got? Sister Giselle says it's the guys. Sister Earlene says it's the men. That's a doggone shame. Lady Marla says the guys. Wow. Brother Robert says, not only am I saddened by Mr. Samuel's death, the exact goes for the podcaster, the late David Carroll. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And it's an absolute disgrace that people are actually celebrating their death. It's sickening, man. It's sickening. That's a fact. Lady Marla says the women are acting manly. They're acting masculine. No lies are told. Brother Robert says, I say the dudes are far more emotional. I'll be doggone. It's unanimous then. It's unanimous then. On the YouTube side, Sister James says, as though he shouldn't, because you won't allow someone to disrespect your position. Not at all. She continues, thus, Sister James, the men are confused because they are in a position of women taking care of them, among other things. Spot on. And let me throw it. I know it's been a little while since he passed away, but I want to convey my condolences also to the family of the late Mr. David Carroll. You have my heartfelt condolences as well. Brother James says, I think it's an even split if you ask me. I've seen a lot, and that's why I say that. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, for me, I both the men and the women, they're in bad shape. They are. They're in bad shape. Truthfully. Hold on, y'all. Let me do this right quick. Hold on. My Wi-Fi is really acting. My Wi-Fi is really acting up. I got a very weak signal here. I got a very weak signal here. Can y'all hear me still? All right. I'm not gonna be on much longer. I'm not gonna be on much longer. Master Myron, Little Miss Nola, good night. Rest well. And hopefully I will see you Saturday. All right. Brother Eric says the guys go further out of their way. And it shows. And it shows. All right. And let me also say we donate Please, ma'am, please, sir, donate to the cause. My Cash App is $Hidden One Truth. That's $Hidden One Truth. All right, good. I'm glad y'all can hear me. All right. This is what we're getting ready to do. We have about 10 minutes left. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. All right. So for the final 9 or 10 minutes that we have left, I'm going to say this because it's got to be said. With the death of Mr. Kevin Samuels, and I'm getting ready to say something that a lot of you probably haven't even thought of yet. Pay attention. With the death of Mr. Samuels and the celebration, more so, the celebration of his death. Remember, I said earlier that black men will no longer hold black women in high esteem. And then I moved over to talking in general that men are no longer holding or looking at women in high esteem. Let me tell you what's getting ready to happen. But first, before I do, let me reiterate something. Gentlemen, if you have a good woman at the house, keep her. Because don't let toxic women ruin what I believe the Most High has given you. Because if the Most High has blessed you with a good woman in your life, keep her. If she's fearing of the Most High, she loves the word and she loves you and she respects you. She's a good mother to your children. She's a good wife to you. Keep her. But here's the thing. Because toxic women felt the need to disrespect a man because he told them the truth about themselves, more and more men are going to become more indifferent towards women. And if a man is going to become more and more indifferent towards a woman, if that's not going to be the case, you're going to find a lot more men that's really going to start attacking these women now. I apologize. More and more men are going to become either more indifferent towards women or they're going to become more violent. And I'm not talking about they're going to become more violent to the good ones. No. They're going to start becoming more violent to those that are toxic. Those are the ones I'm talking about. With the death of Mr. Samuels and these toxic dames celebrating his death, they have now opened Pandora's box. They've opened up Pandora's box for themselves. They've opened up the floodgates of hell, if you will. And because they have opened up Pandora's box, it's not going to end well for them. There was already a deep divide between man and woman anyway, between the black man and the black woman and man and woman in general, period. It was already a deep divide as it was. This made the deep divide even more so. Black men have given black women chance after chance after chance after chance to get it right. And for a lot of men, they now have come to the realization it's not going to ever happen. Not because the man doesn't want it to happen, it's because they realize now that the melanated woman don't want it. They're without hope. They're a lost cause. A very lost cause. That's why all of the shaming language, the ad hominem attacks, it ain't working on men no more. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you just the level of the depth that this has had an effect on. And this happened, and this brother told me this long before Mr. Samuels even passed away. Appreciate that, Brother Smith. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let me say this. And this man has been married to his wife over 20 years. He's been married to his wife over 20 some odd years. And he told me, he said, if my wife were to leave me today, I wouldn't feel a thing. It's gotten to the point now that if a woman leaves and see, men aren't afraid to leave a woman. At this point, a man is not afraid to leave a woman, married or not. More and more men are becoming indifferent, and this is in general. And they're too delusional to even realize what they've done. They're too delusional to even realize what they've done. And this is the reason why more and more men really don't give a you know what. I'm not saying it's right. But believe me, I'm not saying it's right. What I'm speaking is reality. See, I deal in reality. I deal in being realistic. Shazza, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. I hope everything is well with you and your family. Most are becoming ladies. Who's becoming ladies? Hopefully it's the women that's recognizing the error of their ways and they're trying to do better, hopefully. But the reality for me is this. Black men have just about given up on all black women, or at least the majority of them. You know what? A lot of males have already become ladies. Either they are transsexuals or they are more feminine than a woman is. See? But with the death of Mr. Samuels, it has opened Pandora's box because more and more men, but in particularly more black men, are becoming more and more indifferent. The day is coming when all these black women that disrespected Mr. Samuels are going to wish they had listened to him. The day is going to come when they are going to wish that they had not ever disrespected Mr. Samuels or disrespected any black man. That day is coming soon. They are going to wish they had acted differently. They're going to wish they had acted differently. That day is coming. And it's coming sooner than you think it is. They have no idea what's getting ready to ensue. So when you see reports and you hear of art, when you hear reports and you see articles and you read on articles about why there is such a deep divide, not just amongst black men and black women, but against men and women in general. The domino effect continues to roll. It continues on. And see, more and more black men are becoming more violent. When a black man stops caring, you in trouble. When a black man stops saying anything, stops trying to reason with you, stops being silent, and focuses his attention on something or someone else, it's a wrap. These are the last days, brother. Absolutely. And they're going to pay for it. In one way or another, they are going to pay for it. Listen, they never did respect the spirit of the Most High. They never did, and they never will. Because anytime you're going to celebrate a man's death because he told you the truth about yourself and you hate that, what does that tell you? They don't respect the Most High. They don't respect the black man or any man, and they doggone sure don't respect themselves. It's the truth. So I'm letting you all know right now that when things really start getting out of hand, don't say anything. Just know that your brother Yosef X did his doggonest to warn you. I've been warning y'all for how long now? And at that point, I knew right then. And see, here's the thing, and I'm gonna let you go. I knew that the Most High was turning people over to a reprobated mind for a long, long time. But this recent turn of events let me know just how much more, the Most High is turning men and women over to a reprobated mind. You all have also heard me tell you on both Facebook and YouTube that this is the season of separation. This is the season of separation. You're right, Sister James. There will be there will be a great shift. It's happening now. It's already started. This is the era of separation. And with this happen, it intensified. The great separation continues on. Brother James, if it grieves your heart, brother, can you imagine how the Most High himself feels? Can you imagine how the Most High himself really feels? Listen, if your heart, brother James, and the rest of you that's still listening, if your heart is grieving, if you are heartbroken about all of this, just imagine how the Most High himself feels. Do you really think the Most High wanted all this to come to pass? At this hour, at this moment, I guarantee you the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, is grieving right now, because they know and they recognize, the Spirit of the Most High recognizes the fact that not everybody is going to be saved. Not even Yeshua knew this. There's a passage in the New Testament where Yeshua was speaking, where he says, Yeshua said, Father, I have saved all of those thou hast given me to save. Save the sons and daughters of perdition. The first save means those that are in the ark of safety, the true sons and daughters of the Most High. The second save means with the exception of the sons of perdition. And perdition in that context means destruction. There's a passage of scripture that says that Yeshua said, Father, I have saved all of those thou hast given me to save. Save the sons of perdition. It's right in the New Testament. The battle lines and the war and the battle lines and the war zone continues to intensify. This is the era of the great separation. The Most High at this hour is separating the sheep from the goats, the wheat from the tares. It's a sad state of affairs, but this is exactly what's going on right now. And that tragedy that happened in Buffalo, New York, a few hours from me, man, listen. Man, listen. Some people are arguing that it was a psych op. Those are crisis actors. This is what some people are saying. I'm not saying this. I'm just echoing the sentiments of other people. I don't know, but I can tell you that whatever goes on in this country and abroad, don't be surprised by it. But people in this country are saying that the tragedy, Brotherly Love, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. People are saying that the tragedy in Buffalo is a psych op. It's a distraction for something even more evil and even more wicked and even more sinister to come. So be aware of the smoke screens. You've also heard me say this before. A lot of things that we see and we hear on the news is a load of baloney. Those are smoke screens for what is really about to ensue, what's really getting ready to take place. Don't fear what you can see in this context. You be frightened of what you don't see and what you don't hear. That's where the real danger is. Brothers and sisters, stay strong. Stay prayed up during these dark and dangerous times of trouble. And as bad as things are now, they're about to get a whole lot worse. I rest my case. Well, it has been a ball, but the clock on the wall says that is all for now. I'd like to thank all of you for coming out tonight. We had a nice crowd on the Facebook side. Shout out to Sister and Elder James. On the YouTube side, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Yosef Isaiah Benjamin. On the Facebook Meta side, like, share, and tag your family and your friends. Donate to the cause. My Cash App ID is $Hidden One Truth. That's $Hidden One Truth. I'm Yosef X. That's been my 2 cents. Most High willing, catch me Saturday night, well, for our virtual worship service. Until then, peace, power, and blessings be upon you. We'll see you next time. Peace. I'm out.